Okay, start in a child's pose, 3 breaths. Oh, yeah. You want to grab the blocks from the back. There's 2 cork ones. Child's pose, any which way. It won't be for long. Yep. Oh yeah, those heaters are cranking. That's good. Energetically reach your arms forward, spread the palms, create a lift of your forearms. Yeah. Perfect. Chin away from chest. Spread the palms. Yep. Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to land one lower arm right in front of you. Arm me right here. You're good. Okay. Take a couple more cycles of breath. Smooth, slow inhale, smooth, slow exhale. Good. Press up onto all fours into a tabletop position. Yeah. I have so much clothes on right now. I don't even know how I'm going to show you anything. I'm like dressed like I'm going skiing. Right. Inhale, sink the spine down and look forward. And then exhale, press into the palms, hollow out the spine, around the spine and look in. So cat and cow. Inhale, sink the spine down and look forward, just like that. Exhale, round and look in. Connect to your breath. Inhale, sinking spine down and looking forward. Exhale, round and hollow and look in. Come to a flat back tabletop position and just lift the knees and hover them an inch from the ground. Keep the toes curled into the mat. So you're just hovering your knees, you're pressing your palms and you're pausing. Keep your neck nice and neutral, keep the breath flowing. And then slowly start to lift the hips up and back and arrive into your first downward facing dog. So those of us that are outside, maybe pedal it out a couple times. Move the right leg, move the left leg, and breathe your hips super high up off your shoulders this morning so you could really spread your palms wide into the mat. Movement of your shoulders is away from your ears, so we don't crunch all the way down. That's the goal. So think hips high to the sky or ceiling if you're inside. Yeah. Plug down, thumb, index finger, baby finger, and then see if you can find a moment or two where you're just still. Your mind, that's a whole other story, but your body, right? Arriving with your body, your stillness, your breath, and pick a dristi, something to focus on. Good. So in this down dog, roll forward to your first plank, okay? And I know for myself, I need to walk it out a drop so I can find that perfect alignment where I'm stacked as evenly as I can get. Think about leading with your chest. Right. I know there's all sorts of stuff flying around out here. Leading with your chest, press the palms firmly into the mat, contract your thighs, and hold. And at any given point, if you feel like, okay, I don't want to work that hard, or this is too much in my body or mind today, you drop your knees and you cut yourself some slack. Yeah. I practiced the other day and I took every modification that I possibly could think of. Right. Press down and hold. Couple more cycles of breath. Run a lot of good energy through your body, from the crown of the head to your heels and from your heels to the crown of the head. Breathe a little bit more energy through the heart center, and then keeping your arms and your legs as straight as they can, hips up and back to a downward facing dog. And now in this downward facing dog, walk your feet in a little bit closer and take your feet to the width of the mat. So it's a shorter, wider down dog. And I know for myself, I feel a lot more through the back side of my body when I do it this way. Yeah, so now your heels most likely are down. Your head hangs soft. Your feet are the width of the mat. Take your right hand and slide it anywhere along the left side of the left leg that you could reach. So if you've got more flexibility, you're closer down towards your ankle foot. If you're like me, I'm somewhere in the middle, like near the calf. Good. And then look underneath the left armpit, up towards the ceiling or sky. Press even. So you want to stay even with your hips, let your head hang, and breathe. Yeah, it's a good one. Take another big breath in. Right hand down. Plug the right palm into the mat first. Get even. Left hand slides anywhere along the right side of the right leg, okay? So lower down if you've got more range of motion, higher up if you need to take it easy, and then start to look underneath your right shoulder, just to the right a little bit. And breathe. You want to keep your hips evenly moving up towards the sky and your heels evenly pressing down towards the ground. Draw the waist in and up, hold. Unravel, yep, and then walk back out to a regular down dog. Hips about inner hips, feet about inner hip different distance apart. And then roll forward to plank, yep. Lead with your chest. Drop your knees so they're gonna be behind you on an angle. Keep your toes curled into the mat. There you go. Lower halfway to a push-up or find something that works best for you. Re-straighten your arms to supported plank. Lift the knees so you're in plank position. Hips up and back, down dog. So let's do that together on the breath. Forward in one motion to plank. Knees drop down even if you're mastered this or you think you've mastered it on an angle. Halfway to a push-up or just a small movement. More weight, Ermi, forward. There you go. Re-straighten your arms. Lift the knees so you're in a plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. One more. Roll forward plank like an ocean wave. So look at me, Ermi. Drop your knees. And then when you lower, shift forward. There you go. That's the spot. You feel that, I know. Happy Friday. Straighten your arms. Lift the knees. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Good. Be on your fingertips. I have to say, these grippy socks really do work. Yeah. Hug the right hip in. And then spring your left foot forward, hips width distance. Long spine on the inhale. If you're hanging like a wet noodle, your hands come to your shins, your weight moves forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag the hands. Prayer, drop your arms. I literally feel like a snowman. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees. Always bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, then let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare yourself. Glide your right leg all the way back. Take a big step with your right leg. This is the psoas working, which we need. If you screwed up the legs, it's fine. Hands come down, plank. Halfway to your push-up that works. So if you need to drop your knees, go ahead and do so. Halfway down. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe your left foot forward, low lunge. Take your time. Spring your right foot forward to meet it, hips distance. Long spine on the inhale or hands to your shins, weight is forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. You got it. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide straight up towards the sky, look up. Dive over really bent legs, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare yourself. Glide your left leg all the way back, or whatever leg you think you didn't do yet. Plant your palms, step back to plank. Halfway to a push-up that works for you. Re-straighten your arms while avoiding up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Yeah. On the breath, right foot lands, low lunge. Be on your fingertips. Spring your left foot forward. Long spine on the inhale or hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Keep going. Arms slide up, look up a little. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head fall. Long spine on your inhale. Find that nice long extension and slide your right leg all the way back. Hands to the earth, left foot joints, plank. Halfway to a push-up, or you're welcome to just hold plank. Re-straighten the arms to a plank position. Hips up and back, down dog. One more. Left foot lands on your breath. Just keep it moving like this. Right foot springs to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Find something that works. Weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. On your breath, arms slide up, look up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine on your inhale, lots of good extension here, and then slide your left leg all the way back, big step. Hands go flat, right foot joints, plank. Halfway to your push-up, pause. This time slide through an up dog or baby cobra. I'll show you baby cobra. Hands go back a little and elbows kind of, yes, that's it. Hips up and back, down dog. So finding some stillness in this down dog, finding your breath. Good. And making this practice work. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float, feet to the top of the mat. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. So you're getting warm. Arms drop. Those heat, I could feel that thing from over here. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine sets it up. Step or float through a vinyasa. So at this point, you're going to make it just moving the way it feels best for you. Up dog or cobra, take it all out. Press even through your hands, the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, down dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Each one gets a little better. At least I always tell myself, it's getting better. It's getting better. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Good. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. One more. Arm slide straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through your version of a vinyasa. You can also just go to a dog and just hold. When you slide through the up dog, you want to really pull the chest through the body. Hips up and back, down dog. Okay. Come forward to plank. Take your right knee and hug it in towards your navel. Yeah, arms are straight up and down. Right knee is scooping in and up. Yeah. Back leg is super strong and straight. You want to press down into the mat to get a little more leverage. And then step your right foot forward and through into a low lunge. Yeah, activate your back leg, hug your right hip in, integrate the legs so they're super engaged, and then rise on your breath, high lunge, crescent lunge. So let's stay on the ball of our back foot for now. Yeah. And I play sometimes with keeping the back knee a little bent. That sometimes helps my back. It depends how you feel today. Right. There's so many little like tweaks you can add. Good. Arms are straight up and down. Eyes go up a little. Neck stays neutral. These look good, guys. A little heavier in that standing front right thigh. Good. Another big breath in. Hands to frame your front foot. You're going to take your left hand. I like to 10th the hand or palm goes flat and peel open into an easy twist. A block underneath your hand is also very useful. Just watch that your right hip and knee doesn't wing out. It's tracking over that foot. Stack it up, or right hand can always be on the flat part of your back. So when you move in this practice, the goal is to move not so quickly, because that's when the injuries happen. We got to move slow and methodical so we can really feel our bodies and what they need. As you twist in this pose, remind yourself you're not twisting through your back. This is all through your little ribs. Good. So if you can, keep your right arm up, keep your left hand down, and just drop your knee. Yeah. So now you're in a supported easy twist. Now, if your hand is on a block, you're probably going to have to move it. The left palm's going to go flat. The left leg's going to wing out, and you're going to open up into a modified side plank. And if it gets a little funky, you can always reset. Right leg is lifted in space. You got it. So you're on modified side plank where your left knee is down. Perfect. Lift from your inner right thigh and really press down through that left hand. Yes, you got it. 2 more breaths. Okay, so you're going to look to the floor. Listen carefully. Right hand comes down, but the right leg stays lifted. Square it off so you're in a little tabletop position with your right leg lifted. Hug your right knee in towards your navel and scoop out your belly. So you're in a little tabletop. Your right knee is scooping in towards your forehead and you're rounding. And then extend your right leg back for a three-legged tabletop. Flex your foot. Try it again. Hug the right knee in, scoop it up. Good. And extend it back, hip height with some action. Yeah. Hug the right knee in and up. Step the right foot forward and through. Integrate your back left leg. You're back in that lunge. Turn your back foot on a strong angle and rise warrior one. Yes. Steer the whole left side of your body forward. Yeah, and it comes from that back foot. Arms go up. Energetically feel the ground. And bend heavy into that standing front thigh. Good. Take your hands to your hips, straighten your right leg on track. Pivot the right foot and turn your left toes out. Open up your arms. You're going to stay open now. Shavasana triangle. Find a position and a distance that works for you. So it's a little, a little different today. Soften behind the front standing leg. Yeah. Anchor that back foot and find a lift of your side ribs. Squeeze your inner and outer thighs together and look sideways or look up. Breathe right here. If you got lost, we're in triangle, Trikonasana, the right foot's forward. Find some stillness. Circle the hands to frame your front foot, plank position. Halfway to a push-up chaturanga. Slide through an up dog or cobra, you pick, or take it out all together. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank and hug your left knee in and up. Now I have to remember all that. That's the hard part. Squeeze the left leg in and up. Arms are straight up and down. Yeah, it's always a little fun. Keep looking forward. Step your left foot forward and through. Be in a low lunge for a second. You have to arrange the stance so it's long enough and wide enough. Hips hug in. And then rise on your breath, high lunge. And then find what works. Maybe play with bending a little behind the right knee. I like that for you, Jess. It's good. Yeah, extend the hip points, move forward, and then you don't feel it in your low back at all. You're heavy in that standing leg. The arms go up. And then you find some stillness right here. And just breathe in if you're outside the fresh air. Soon it's going to be cold. And it's going to be dark. And we're going to be flocking to Florida. Yeah. Hands to the floor, right hand down, left arm peels. Take an easy twist first. So right hand down, left arm up. You got it. Block is always useful. Activate the back leg. Keep twisting, keep breathing, keep activating. Stay with it. Wow, the pool cleaner almost just sprayed you. See now if you can get your right hand to go flush to the ground. Drop your right knee down. Yeah, but you're staying twisting. There you go. So you're in an easy twist with your knee down now. Good. Keeping your right hand pressing firm. Turn the right leg out at an angle and see if you can float into a modified side plank. And I needed to bring my right hand in order to do it, just like you, Lauren. Yes. Lift up from your inner thigh. Yeah, and take it slow. You got it, Ermi. Perfect. Flex your top foot. Flex it. There you go. And then breathe yourself open here. Look sideways or look up. Stay with it. Keep the lift of everything. Don't let it drop. Definitely your energy. Keep it going. Left hand comes down. Square off your hips. Your left leg stays in space. You're in a tabletop position with your left leg lifted if you're lost. Hug your left knee in and up. So press firm through both your hands. Scoop up the belly. Extend the left leg back to a three-legged tabletop. Flex the foot. Try that again. Hug the knee and scoop up the belly. Extend the left leg back, three-legged tabletop. One more. Hug the knee and scoop it in and up. And then step it all the way forward. Integrate your right leg. You're in a low lunge, how we started. Turn the back foot on an angle and rise warrior one. So go warrior one first. Yeah. This song is kind of funny. Yeah. Warrior one. Steer the whole right side of your body forward. Good. Hands to your hips, straighten your left leg and just open up your right leg a little bit. Set your arms open, so spread open, and then find triangle. Left leg is forward, triangle pose. Yeah, use your shin to pull up or use a block. Perfect. Yeah. I can only imagine the words to this song are so funny that it was probably written at 3 a.m. by some drunk guy, right? Or stone guy, yeah. 2 more breaths. Yes. Take it to the floor, plank position. Chaturanga push-up. Keep it moving, guys. That's the goal today. Up dog or cobra, you pick, or dump it all together. Hips up and back, down dog. Step your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, rise on your breath, warrior one. Perfect. Back down we go through a vinyasa. Push-ups, no push-ups. Up dogs, no up dogs. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, back foot turns, rise on your breath. We realize that everything in life is pretty much optional. Hands to the floor, vinyasa. It's a good reminder when you hear that. Chaturanga, upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. My mom likes to remind me of that. Most of the stuff that we inflict upon ourselves is optional. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Good. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair. Our favorite posture of all times, chair pose. Stick your butt out. I do it with my feet separated. It feels much better. Good. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Just kind of let it happen right now. Arms go straight up. Heavy in your heels for chair. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine sets it up, step or float through your version of the vinyasa. Plank to a push-up, up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, down dog. On your breath, on your movement, the right foot lands, the back foot turns, rise. Warrior one, as they're cutting tile. Hands back down through a push-up. Up dog, keep it going. Hips up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns, rise. You want to really anchor your back foot. That's where you're going to get the power of the pose. Hands back down, push-ups. Add in a couple extra if you're jacked up on coffee. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat, get there light. Long spine, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Just one more. Arms go straight up towards the sky, heavy in your heels. Chair. Stick your butt way out. Bring your feet army a little closer together. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine sets you up. Step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, rise. Warrior one. Back down we go through a push-up. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, rise. Hands back down through vinyasa. Upward facing, point. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, rise, warrior one, and hold. You got it. Good. Keeping your legs this shape, just bring your arms forward. Wrap your left arm underneath your right. Yeah, rather than yanking down, see if you can lift up a little. Gives you a nice little stretch to the upper spine. Keep bending heavy in the standing right thigh. And this is how we're going to take humble. So you're going to come forward and take your right shoulder and see if you can bring it to the instep of your right leg and let your head just drop down. You almost want to feel like you're pulling your arms closer to the ground while you're squeezing your hips in. Feel your feet really pressing firm into the mat and grip the right hip in super strong. Good. Keep the shape of the legs. Start to bring the torso up. Nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Good. Keep your arms the way they are. Let your left heel pop up. So you're in the crescent lunge. And then step up into full eagle. So wrap the left leg around. If you can't get the foot, that's okay. You can kind of do like a little toe stand. Good. Squeeze the arms and squeeze the legs nice and tight. Steer the hips back, weight in standing leg. Holding for a little longer, just kind of working it out this morning. Keep the legs nice and tight. Unravel your arms, just your arms. Let them go up towards the sky. And then guide your left leg back, warrior one. See how it feels. Hands to frame your front foot, move through a vinyasa. Upward facing, smooth transition. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, rise on your breath, warrior one and hold. Good, keep the shape of your legs, bring your arms forward. Wrap your right arm underneath your left. It's always the opposite leg. Yeah, that's how I remember. Rather than yanking down, lift the elbows up. So before you go, steer the entire right side of your body forward, bend heavy in that standing left thigh, and then start to come forward into your humble warrior. And you want to kind of slide your left shoulder to the inside of the leg, let the head go, and then kind of pull the elbows forward and down. Press heavy in your feet and legs, grip the left hip in, let the head go. And then kind of surrender to the pose if that's possible. Just you and your breath. Stay anchored, stay engaged. Start to lift the torso slow, but keep the structure of the legs. Keep the eagle arms as well, if you can. Slowly let your right heel peel up. So you're in a crescent lunge with eagle arms. See if you can seamlessly step up. May not be so seamless. And wrap your right thigh around, any amount. Eagle, full eagle. Squeezing arms, squeezing legs, steering your hips to the back skinny edge of the mat and getting heavier as you sit deeper. Breathe. Squeeze the legs super tight, just unleash the arms. It feels great to do that. And then guide your right leg back, warrior one. Hands to the floor, vinyasa, or to a dog, you go. Up dog opens you. Yeah, hips up and back, down dog. Step your right foot forward, turn your back foot on an angle, rise, warrior, warrior two. Yeah, go right open, warrior two. It's gonna feel good to do that. Make sure the stance is wide enough and long enough, and turn your back toes on a little angle. There you go. Wrap your inner right thigh open. Spread the collarbone and the chest wide. I like the palms open with the thumbs up. Yeah, just like that. And then sit deeper and close your eyes and hold here for a few breaths. Allow yourself to feel the posture. Wrap your inner right thigh open more. Feel your breath, feel your body in space. Maintain your stillness and your composure while working hard in the pose. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior, but keep heavy in that standing front right thigh. You kind of want to lift up and back, but not go into your lower back. There you go. Either right arm to the top of the right thigh or hand to the outside of the foot. I go using a block. I place it high these days. Yeah, or medium, and you can kind of knuckle the ground. Left arm straight up towards the sky or up and over for a side body opening. That looks great. Wrap the inner right thigh open. Tuck the right hip under. Turn the bottom ribs. And breathe as we hold right here. This is one of those poses. We're not in for 3 breaths. Yes, you have to feel the opening of the body. Stay with it. Come back to your breath when you feel like you can't maintain the composure of the pose any longer. 3 more. Slide the left hand to your hip, everybody. Yes, look down, move the block forward, and move yourself up to Ardha Chandrasana. This is half moon pose. The block comes forward enough and over to the right enough that your side ribs are long. And then stack it up. Left arm can extend to the sky. Yeah, and if you want to go for the bind at this point, that feels good in your body, do that. Yeah, it's called Shavasana, asana, candlestick. Or just stay basic. Right foot has to stay forward. That looks great. Keep hugging your right hip in. Nice stuff. Good. So when you kick, the kick goes behind you. That's it. The whole bottom ribs turn. And if you fall out of the pose, guys, it's just a sign that you're testing yourself. It's a good place to fall. Regular half moon if you added anything fun, or at least if you think it's fun. Okay, slow transition. The transition is almost its own thing here today, okay? Look to the floor, square off your hips, and all of you have a block. So place it in the center and rest both hands on it. It's kind of like a little warrior 3 with a block. Side ribs are long, okay? Keep the right hip hugging in. So keeping the extension of the body, take your left knee, round your spine, and draw it in like we did before. And you may need to bend behind your right knee a little to do this. Good. Extend the left leg back to this amended warrior 3. You have to do it slow. Hug the left knee in, scoop up the belly, round the spine like a little ball. Extend the left leg back with composure and grace. Flex the foot. One more time. Hug the knee in, scoop up the belly like a little ball. Hold. Keep the action of kind of rounding in. Land your left foot and sit into chair. Yes. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, twist to the right. You can air twist, guys, if this bothers your lower back. I think a layer is coming off. Yes. Watch your left knee, everybody, that it doesn't slide past the right. Generally speaking, that comes from the hips. Open your arms if you want a little more action, or just be content. Keep the weight steering into your heels. Stay with me, guys. You're doing great. Chair pose, pull it around. Yeah, keep lowering, lowering, lowering. Come all the way into boat Navasana with your legs bent. Yeah, take your hands today behind your head. I call this traction. You almost want to feel like you're pulling your head off your body. Open your elbows. Yes, draw the navel in. Your legs can have as much bend as you need. Hold. So keeping the lift of the upper body, you're going to turn your torso to the right 2 or 3 inches with your hands behind your head. It's a very small isometric movement. Keep the legs lifted. Come back through center. Find the lift first and then go left. So you're not turning your neck, you're turning your torso. Your neck just happens to be attached to your body. Come back through center. Reach the arms straight up if you can, like you're holding a block. Yeah. Cross the ankles, step or float through a vinyasa, your pick, to a dog, whatever you need here. Up dog is smooth, feels pretty good. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, open up warrior two. Yeah, warrior two. Hello. I went for like a 4-mile walk, and I was so sore from because I'm not used to walking. And then the next day I wanted to break my walk time because I was like, I need to walk faster. Like, you need to walk faster. Then I was crippled because you're not used to the muscles. It's like completely different muscles. Right. I had to break the walk time. Of course. Yes. Length, it's all that matters. So who cares if you can't move the next day? Yeah. Wrap the inner thigh open. It just shows you it's good to work the body different ways. Close your eyes, be here 5-6 breaths more. Find the space that you need, so then you find the pose. Keep bending into that front thigh. You keep the shape of the legs. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. Yes, reverse warrior. And then go ahead into the modified extended side. That's your arm resting on the top of your thigh. Or go ahead and use a block today to the outside of the foot. You pick top arm up or up and forward, depending on what feels good in your body. So Laura, you can also use your elbow and like literally press your inner thigh open towards Steph. And that's going to give you a pretty significant hip opener. And keep your palm up. Look at me for 1 sec. Keep the palm up with the chest open. There you go. Perfect. Great alignment. Nice job, everyone at home. Strong, energetic pull from the outer blade of your right foot all the way through that side body. Couple more breaths, because you start to work on a different fascial level when you hold the pose. We take something that's very basic and we make it extra special. Good, wherever you are, bring your right hand to your hip, look down, move the block. I personally like to bring it up high and then float up into Ardha, half moon. And you have to kind of find the sweet spot with the block, enough forward and enough to the left. Watch the left foot. Lift from your inner thigh. Are those Sky Zone socks? Oh my God, those are pretty cool. Go into the bound version of this if you feel like you want to do that, or just stay basic. Lift from the inner thigh, spread the collarbone, spread the chest. You want to keep your left foot very forward. Couple more breaths. So you want to think when you're in this pose, wherever you are, your bottom ribs turn. If you added anything fun, you can just unleash that regular half moon hold. 3 more breaths. Okay, the transition's going to be its own thing, guys. So square off your hips to the floor, take your block on a high position to the center of your mat, and have either your fingertips or your hands resting on this block. The right leg is lifted in space at hip height, soften behind the left knee. Now, keep all that and hug your right knee in towards your navel and round like a little ball. Arms stay straight. And then extend the right leg back to a 3-legged, like a little warrior 3 with a block. And then hug the knee in, scoop up the belly, really draw in nice and tight. And then extend the right leg back. Good. 1 more, like a little ball. Hug in, hug in, hug in, and hold. Keep holding, keep rounding. Land your right foot, sit into chair. Sit deep into chair. Yeah. Hands drag to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist to the left now. Watch that the right knee doesn't slide past the left. Yeah. Open up your arms if you want more, or just stay. Keep steering your hips back, guys. Look sideways, look up. 2 more. Good, pull around to chair, okay? And then fold, let your head go. Take your block, everybody has one. If you don't, you can do it without a block. Place it the flat, long way at the top, okay? Stand on your block, looks like this with your feet together. You wanna kind of crouch down. Yeah. I know, we're asking a lot. It's challenging. You could just stay here, plant your hands, take your knees into the upper armpits, and just stay with your big toes on the block. And what I want you to feel is make chaturanga-like arms, scoop up the belly, round your spine like an isometric, like little ball, and hold. Look forward with your eyes. Now, if you can lift one foot, go give it a little whirl. And then maybe lower that toe and then lift the other toe. And then maybe you can lift both feet up off the floor. Maybe that's not in the deal for today, but just hold and feel. Feel hands forward, Laura. Index fingers forward. 3 more breaths, wherever you are. Even if you're not getting anywhere, you feel like you're not getting anywhere, you're doing something. Step down off the block. If you know how to shoot back, you can. Down dog. Just move the block forward, down dog. So that's the setup for crow. That kind of gets you to really do crow the right way. Roll forward plank for me. Yeah. Lower halfway to a push-up. Pull yourself through a clean, smooth up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Rise on your breath, crescent lunge. Keep it together. You're high on the ball of your back foot. Yeah. So for the first one, bring your hands to your hips, okay? You're gonna hug your left leg in and up, flex the foot, it looks like this. With your hands on your hips, guide your leg back. Stay high on the ball of your back foot. If you wanna go, arms up, you keep the arms up and you draw in and up, hold. Come to a standing position, hands to hips, hands to prayer, anything goes here. Glide it back, crescent lunge. Again, hug it in and hug it up. Guide it back. One more, here we go, we're gonna add on. Hug it in and hug it up. Good, bring your hands to prayer. Warrior 3, with your hands in prayer, you're welcome to use that block. Everything is neutral to the ground, which means you're not opening your hips. You're squared off, your heart's a little higher than the rest of the body. Reach for a block, left hand comes down, right arm peels open into an Ardha Chandrasana. This is a twisting version. Lift from your inner thigh, right hand can be on the flat part of your back. Look sideways, look up. You want a lot of length through your side ribs? Yes, good job everyone. Twisting triangles is a option that's there if this is unavailable in your body today. Nice, good work. Look sideways, look up. Lift from your inner left thigh and twist open. Give it a little more love. Right hand down, giant step back, guys, low lunge. Drop your back knee on an angle. Yep, keep the toes curled if you can. Rise, supported lunge. Good. Hand slide to prayer. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow with the back knee down and twist. Let's do today with the back knee down. Unless you're dying to lift that back leg, go for it. But I want you to really focus on your alignment. Look sideways, look up. And actually, with the left elbow hooking to the outside of the right thigh, peel just your right arm back, just your right arm. And twist the heart open and find that space. That's great, Ermi. Turn your palm towards the girls. Palm open. Palm towards, yeah, I know. Keeping you awake. Turn your palm open like this. There you go. Use the hook of that elbow to really cinch that right hip in. 2 more breaths. Good. Right hand comes back to the prayer. Both hands come down to the ground. Okay, this is fun. You're going to crawl back. This is special for us. You're going to crawl back, okay? This is like a half runner stretch, guys. I'm actually going to turn sideways so that those on Zoom can see what I'm doing. So the knee is kind of straight up and down. I'm going to take the block to the instep of that right leg, and I'm going to peel open. So the left hand goes on that block, and the block has to be underneath the shoulder. So bring it back lower even more and stay very upright. There you go. Now, the more you flex your toes, go other hand. I know. Hand can also be on the flat part of your back if you feel like it's taking you out. Move slow. I mean, this gets it. This is the spot. This gets the spot. Now, if you don't feel anything, I don't know who you are, but if you don't feel anything, turn your right toes out on an angle, and that's going to give you more. Like, I feel too much. 2 more breaths. Good. Both hands down. Rebend the front thigh. Integrate that back leg. So now you're in that low lunge, and just step to a down dog. Just step down dog. If you feel like you need to clean it up, clean it up. If not, just down dog and hold. Here we go. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. Take your hands to your hips just for the first one, because you have to find your center of gravity. Bend heavy in that standing leg, and then draw your right leg up and flex. Good work. And then guide it back. Nice big step into that crescent lunge, and decide, do you want your hands at your hips? Do you want them in prayer? Do you want them up to the sky? It's totally up to you. Guide your right leg up, flex the foot. Step it back, big juicy step. Try it again. Hug it in and hug it up. Flex. There's a lift of your ribs. Guide it back. 1 more. I know. It's good for proprioception. Hug it in and up and hold. Drag your hands to prayer. Move slow into a warrior 3. If you need to use your block, you use your block. You definitely want to bend behind that left leg. Lift the heart a little higher. Steer the whole body down towards the ground. Eyes of the shoulders lift. And then once you find your sweet spot, the right hand's going to come down to the floor of the block underneath that shoulder. Left hand can come to the flat part of your back, and then you start to peel open. The trick, guys, is to lift from your inner right thigh. Flex the foot strong, and then twist open. Look sideways, look up, and grip the left hip in super strong. 3 more. Twist it a little bit more. Left hand down. Giant step back into a low lunge. Drop your knee. It's on an angle. Keep the toes curled if you can. Rise, supported lunge. Hands come to prayer. Lean out, hook the elbow, and twist with the back knee down for this version. Hook the left hip in. And then keeping that right elbow kind of hooked to the outside of that left thigh, you can peel your left arm straight back with the palm open. Yeah. Breathe right here. Look sideways, look into that back hand as you twist here. If the arm open, bring it back to the prayer first, and then bring both hands down to frame the front foot. And then start to crawl yourself back. So your right leg is straight up and down, and then reach for a block, place it to the instep of that left leg. I like it closer to you. Right hand down, left arm peels open, or the hand to the flat part of your back. Flex the left toes. So the left leg goes straight, the block to the inside of that leg. Straighten out your left leg. Yes. Bring the block back further and it may be easier. Closer to you. Other direction. Keep going. If you feel nothing or need to feel more, turn your left toes out on an angle. Yeah. Twist open right here. 2 more. Release the left hand down. Move the block forward. Rebend the left leg. You're in a low lunge. Integrate the back leg. Step to a plank. In plank, drop to your forearms for forearm plank. You can clasp your hands, but definitely bring your elbows in a little closer. Hold here 5 breaths. Look forward with your eyes. Take the round out of your upper back. And breathe. If you have an inversion practice, now would be the time to like walk it in and go up into an inversion. That would be a forearm stand, Pinchamarasana. Or back out of the pose and drop your knees down if this is just too much for you this morning. Lead with your heart and chest if you're in a forearm plank and hold 3 more breaths. Nice, Katie. Child's pose wherever you are. Child's pose wherever you are. Good work, guys. I know, it got warm. Isn't that something? It's good for your body. It's good for your metabolism. Down dog. Guide your right leg forward, half pigeon. Thank God. Half pigeon. Stay with me, guys. Half pigeon, and we're going to back bend. The best part of the practice, and then Shavasana, so don't bail yet. And then fold if you can. You got it, Ermi. It's perfect. Let your body just kind of go into it. You've done enough stuff now that yeah. We're actually going to do a different back bend. So come up, lean onto the right side and swing the left leg forward. Kind of like a little tree with your legs. Yeah. Right hand behind you. And you're going to lift up and back. This is called sail pose, wild thing. If you can get your left foot flat to the floor, that's great. Top arm can reach up and back to the back edge of the mat as much as you can. You got it. On a sharp exhale breath, start to lower. Wrap the leg back behind you and step back to a dog. When you get back to dog, swing your left leg forward, half pigeon, and we'll do the other side. Sometimes I find that back bend a little even more effective than some of the other stuff. Yeah. And fold here. And this is where the mind starts to wander. You start to think about what's coming next in the day. Just stay present. Like give yourself 3 more minutes, 4 more minutes. Fold a little deeper. Good. Start to come up nice and slow. Lean on the left side and swing the right leg forward. It's like a little half tree here. And then the left hand comes behind you. Always make sure that the wrist is facing back. And then you press up and back for wild thing here. The right foot can go flat. And you lift your right arm up and back if you have that range. Lift up a little higher. Good. Exhale the breath lower down. When you come down, flip your palms to face towards you, bend your legs in half, and even it out. You want to lift everything up into reverse tabletop. Look down the center line of the body. Make sure it's not sad, it's not sinking. Yeah, lift straight up. Spread the collarbone, press even through your hands. Exhale the breath lower down. When you hit the ground, lay down on your back. So you're going to take Shavasana today with Supta Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet come together. If you have a block, take it behind your head. Yeah, elevate your head a little. Turn your palms open. And if this does not feel good for some reason on your back, of course, just let the legs go straight or take a variation that works for you. Complete rest right here. You did enough. So if your head's on a block, slowly remove that out from underneath you. Try and do this with your eyes closed. With your eyes closed, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. With your knees in nice and close, drop your knees over to the left and your upper body to the right. With your knees in close to you, come through center, drop your knees to the right, upper body to the left. Yeah. And then keep rolling all the way to the right. Yeah. Like a little baby. And then use the strength of your body to start to come up. And as you come up, see if you can keep your eyes closed. Sit up really tall in this new space of yours called your body. And feel the effects of the practice. It's always a little different, which makes it unique. Hands come to prayer for a moment. Have some gratitude. Bow your head for a sec. And then we lift our heads and we open our eyes and we say, namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon. Good job, my Zoomers. We'll do this again next week. Stay tuned.